Stoning in the Bible. Would God really command throwing stones at a person until they died? It is hard to see Jesus approving of someone being stoned, right? Was it God's idea, or did it come from somewhere else? It might surprise you to know that stoning, as recorded in the Bible, originated in Egypt. The very first mention of stoning in the Bible is found in the story of Exodus. And Pharaoh called for Moses and for Aaron and said, "Go ye, sacrifice to your God in the land." And Moses said, "It is not meet, or appropriate, so to do. For we shall sacrifice the abomination of the Egyptians to the Lord our God. Lo, shall we sacrifice the abomination of the Egyptians before their eyes, and will they not stone us?" So it sounds like stoning was something the Egyptians did. This suggests that the practice of stoning to death came from the Egyptians, not from God. And stoning is well documented among the Egyptians. Here's one example. The extent to which the Egyptians carried their rage when a sacred animal was killed in their presence is illustrated by many facts in history. On one occasion, a Roman ambassador who had accidentally killed a cat was torn to pieces by the populace. The fear of Moses was thus not at all groundless. This points to the origin of stoning being from the Egyptians. The second mention of stoning shows the readiness of the Israelites to adopt the Egyptian practice against Moses, perhaps with the influence of the mixed multitude, the Egyptians who had joined in the Exodus. And the people thirsted there for water, and the people murmured against Moses and said, "Wherefore is this that thou hast brought us up out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our cattle with thirst?" And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, "What shall I do unto this people? They be almost ready to stone me." Both of those examples use the Hebrew word sakal in the call verb form. It has the meaning to stone, to kill a person. A later example using the same verb, meaning to throw stones, is that of Shimei throwing stones at King David. And as David and his men went by the way, Shimei went along on the hill's side over against him, and cursed as he went, and threw stones at him and cast dust. Another example, the death of Naboth, makes it very obvious that the stoning was very lethal. Then they sent to Jezebel, saying, "Naboth is stoned and is dead." And it came to pass when Jezebel heard that Naboth was stoned and was dead, that Jezebel said to Ahab, "Arise, take possession of the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite, which he refused to give thee for money, for Naboth is not alive, but dead." All of those examples of throwing stones were with intent to injure or kill, and all use the word sakal. Watch till the end to get the link to part 2. So far we have learned that throwing stones comes from the Hebrew word sakal, and that stoning originated in Egypt. We will see in later videos in this series that stoning can also be translated from another Hebrew word with a quite different and surprising meaning. You will understand stoning in a completely different way. See the description for a complete list of videos in this series. There is more to come about stoning. Subscribe here to get notice of more videos. And see the next stoning video here.